And the burning truth of Birbhum is out. Times now has accessed the tell-all autopsy report which confirms that the victims were beaten up before they were burnt. Even children were not spared from this bloodbath. However, Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee, who also holds the portfolio of the Home Department, visited the spot and she alleged the hand of outsiders in this carnage. Remember earlier that her party colleague Anubrata Mondal had claimed that this entire theory was that of a short circuit that has caused a fire in that location where the fire took place and those 8 persons were burnt. Now clearly, of course, Chief Minister was on the ground today. Listen into what Mamata Banerjee had to say.
আমি এখনো বলছি এটার পেছনে বড় ঘটনা আছে একজনকে খুন করলো তারপরে বাড়িতে আগুন লাগালো এটা পুলিশ সমস্ত অ্যাঙ্গেল দেখবে যে এর মধ্যে কারা কারা আছে এবং শুধুমাত্র লোকালি হয়েছে না বাইরের লোক এসেছে টোটাল অ্যাঙ্গেল পুলিশ দেখবে আমি এ ব্যাপারে ইন্টারফেয়ার করব না পুলিশ যাতে ইম্পার্শিয়াল ইনকোয়ারি করে এবং স্ট্রিনজেন্ট অ্যাকশন নেয় স্ট্রিনজেন্ট অ্যাকশন মানে স্ট্রং অ্যাকশন
And there's a sensational twist to the Birbhum burning. The autopsy report has completely shattered the theory of any kind of short circuit being there because it very clearly says that the victims were in fact beaten up before being burnt. And that is a very, very important theory coming out which shatters all the other aspects of the allegations that have been made about whether there were any hand of any kind of short circuit as far as the killing of these individuals are concerned. There's very clearly foul play at work over here.
देखिए शुरू में ये बात कही जा रही थी टीएमसी के कुछ नेता ये बात कह रहे थे कि शॉर्ट सर्किट की वजह से ये आग लगी लेकिन जब आप ग्राउंड जीरो पर पहुंचते तो आप ये देखते हो कि किसी एक जगह पे आग नहीं लगी जैसे कि मैंने आपको पहले दिखाया एक सही आप दूसरे एक घर देख रहे हैं जो इस समय जला हुआ है लेकिन इसके आसपास के अगर जितने भी घर आप देखेंगे तो वो ठीक ठाक है उनमें कोई भी आग नहीं लगी है लेकिन इससे ही जब आप थोड़ी दूर और चले जाएंगे तब आपको दूसरा घर आपको जला हुआ नजर आएगा आसपास के घर बाकी सब ठीक नजर आएंगे बहादुर शेख का घर आप देखेंगे ये सामने घर है जहां पर घटना घटी ये आपको पूरी तरीके से ठीक नजर आएगा तो ये थ्योरी कि शॉर्ट सर्किट पहले हुआ था ये पूरी तरीके से ग्राउंड जीरो पर फेल हो जाती है दूसरा जो हम लोग लगातार रिपोर्ट कर रहे हैं कि किस तरीके से जिन लोगों की मौत इस घटना में हुई पोस्टमार्टम रिपोर्ट ये बताती है कि पहले उन्हें पीटा भी गया था और यदि आप ग्राउंड जीरो पर आते हैं तो ये इंडिकेशन भी मिलता है कि किस किस तरीके से एक एक घर को चुनकर निशाना बनाया गया उसके आसपास के घर आपको बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक नजर आएंगे लेकिन एक घर को चुना उसके पास के घर को छोड़ दिया गया फिर थोड़ी दूरी पर जाके दूसरे घर को चुना तो देखने में बिल्कुल ठीक ऐसे लगता है जैसे टारगेट किया गया हो कि इन लोगों को आपको निशाना बनाना है और उस रात उन्हीं घरों को निशाना बनाया गया
Let's go across to our reporters joining us live. We have with us Tamal Saha, who's at the spot in Birbhum. Also with us is Mohit Bhatt, who's been reporting on the story. Tamal, I want to come to you first. You know, this autopsy report is very, very important because, you know, here is where the Mamata Banerjee government cannot, in fact, blame anyone else or any kind of political party or outside hand, as has been the case, or even any short circuit theory, because here is a forensic department that falls under her own government, and they have very clearly found out that these victims were beaten up before they were burnt, and that completely demolishes any kind of short circuit theory that may have been floated by her own party colleagues such as Anubrata Mondal.
Well, that's right, and we have unearthed that not today, but yesterday and also day before. Times Now was here first, and we have shown us how there were remnants of crude bombs that completely negates the theory of a short circuit or bursting of a TV leading to the absolute massacre. Also, you have to understand that it was not a wildfire which had engulfed the entire village. It was selective targeting as an act of retaliation. Once again, the second point which completely dismissed Anubrata Mondal's theory of short circuit and burst of a TV. And now the administration also also admits the reason why we have seen the inspector in charge of Rampurhat police station has been suspended. And even as we speak, Madhav, we can break this. The SDPO of Rampurhat, Shayan Ahmed, has now been sent on a compulsory waiting, which means the SDPO, who was previously closed, has now been removed. Why? Because Mamata Banerjee, when she came down here, she spoke with the locals. The locals alleged that the SDPO, whose bungalow is roughly about 3 minutes away from the spot, could not come to their rescue. And that indicates possibly callousness on the part of the police, number one. Number two, possibly they have not done their duty when it was needed the most to save the lives. Now the investigation is on. Possibly we have to wait and see whether more officers are being suspended or sent on OCW. But at this point in time, yes, we can confirm the IC and the SDPO both have been shunted. The IC has been suspended and SDPO has been sent on compulsory waiting. Coming back to the moot point, as what really led to this violence, of course, investigation is on. We understand that the court has not really, as of now, dismissed the SIT to investigate. The order is reserved, and police wants the investigation, people to have faith in their investigation. But having spoken to all the villagers, and most of them who were absolutely shaken, petrified, out of fear, left the village. They had, witnessed the entire massacre, and they have been saying that police did not come. Police did not come to the spot when they were sending SOS. In fact, another Trinamool Congress leader who had been, Anurul, who has been arrested now, villagers have been saying that they have been asking that block leader, Trinamool Congress leader, that please go save our lives, go get the police. But then he did not do that. He did not get the police. Possibly he was in cahoots with the mob that had possibly wanted this carnage to happen and wanted these people to die. So we have to wait and see how far the investigation progresses and where exactly the buck stops.
But that raises some very serious questions, Tamal, because the BJP is saying it is the death of humanity. It is not just, any kind of incident related to just West Bengal, but overall, as far as humanity is concerned, completely inhuman and depraved incident that has taken place. And let me take that question across to Mohit Bhatt. Mohit Bhatt, the BJP has been, in fact, attacking the Mamata Banerjee government on this issue. And now with the autopsy report coming out, the BJP is claiming vindication given the fact that the position that they had taken, or at least the positions that had been taken by leaders of TMC at this point of time, at least, do not appear to be correct based upon what the autopsy report says.
Well, yes, Madhav, 2 days ago, Bharatiya Janata Party addressed a press conference here in Delhi, and they clearly stated that now that the TMC leaders were saying at that particular time that death could have been due to the short circuit, BJP stated that it is not due to the short circuit and a proper investigation is needed. And even the BJP pushed for CBI and NIA investigation. Loket Chatterjee and Gaurav Bharti in a press conference said that we need a CBI or NIA investigation in this particular case because they say that the police falls under Mamata Banerjee and they do not believe in the SIT, which will be probing this particular incident because it will have the officers of West Bengal police, and they say that the role of police is also very, very suspicious in this particular case, and hence NIA or CBI investigation should take place.
Well, there are some serious questions, and in fact, Tamal addressed that question of the SDPO, and of course, police, fire department, all not arriving on time is bound to raise some serious questions. Stay with us, Mohit and Tamal, because we have some more breaking news coming in, and this is another shocking piece of information coming in. According to the petitioner, a 14-year-old has in fact gone missing. He's an eyewitness in this case, and all this happened while the witness was in police custody. So that's a very, very big claim being made by one of the petitioners in this entire case, who says that a 14-year-old eyewitness has gone missing even as this individual was in police custody. Let's take this across to Tanushri, who's breaking this very big angle. Tanushri, what is the status of investigation? What are the police sources saying as far as the status of this 14-year-old? How important was he from the investigation point of view, and what really happened if he was indeed in the custody of the police?
Well, what we are getting to know in court, one of the petitioners has alleged and told the Chief Justice's judicial bench that the 14-year-old who was in the hospital and is a prime witness was taken into police custody, was given police protection from yesterday after the court had ordered witness protection. But after that, the petitioners say that they do not know about the whereabouts of the witness, this 14-year-old child, and the petitioners allege that probably the child is going to be brainwashed, probably the child is going to be threatened so that the child does not open his mouth. Now, this 14-year-old is a minor, and the court had categorically stated yesterday that this 14-year-old should be given protection. Also, others should also be given protection. The petitioner has made several allegations. One was that Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee going to Rampur Hat today.
All right, Tanushree, thanks so much for joining us. We'll continue to track that angle as well. In fact, there is a third angle that is emerging. In the midst of this shocking incident that has taken place, a lot of insensitivity that is on display, despite the tragedy and the scale of tragedy that has shocked several across the country. We have seen big banners and hoardings that have been put up by TMC workers to welcome Mamata Banerjee to Birbhum. You know, this is even as the BJP has slammed this red carpet welcome that has been given to the Chief Minister. Let's go back to Tamal. Tamal, the BJP is slamming the red carpet welcome being given to the Chief Minister. They are questioning whether it was really in good taste after such a shocking incident has taken place.
There have been deaths.
All right, Tamal, I believe your mic is off. Could you put that on and then continue talking, please? All right, I think we've lost that line there with Tamal. We'll try and reconnect with him. Let's take this across to our guest. Joining us with us is Aparajita Sarangi, MP and National Spokesperson of the BJP. Riniti Chatterjee is a political analyst with us. Manishankar Chatterjee, lawyer, also with us. And Khalid Abdullah is also a leader of the TMC. I'm going to ask the TMC spokesperson. So first and foremost, the last point that we broke over here, BJP questioning the fact that a grand welcome being given, a red carpet welcome being given to the Chief Minister. And in other circumstances, it would have been perfectly normal. But the scale of this tragedy, 8 people being burnt in such a gruesome manner in a political killing, or what's alleged to be a political killing, this at such a time when Mamata Banerjee is visiting Birbhum, was this really the ideal, or hasn't really TMC given an opportunity to BJP to attack them? I think we've lost that line there with Khalid Abdullah. Let me take that question across to Aparajita Sarangi. Aparajita Sarangi, 2 very important points coming out. The last, of course, of which we were talking about is a red carpet welcome, but also the fact that the theories that were put forth earlier of a short circuit now stand corrected, given the fact that the autopsy report has completely demolished these theories. They've said that the victims were beaten up before being burnt.
Very good evening. Whatever has happened in the district of Birbhum on 21st and thereafter has shaken the conscience of the nation. It's not a question of disturbing people in the opposition, people like us, but I think the entire nation's conscience has been shaken. We strongly condemn the brutal killings, and this is a complete breakdown of the law and order system in the state of West Bengal. Police did not come to the site for full 90 minutes. The SDPO's residence was very close by. He did not come. I can only say that Mamata Banerjee sent many people, back home packing, saying that the police did not do the job, and that's why a couple of policemen had to undergo suspension. But the fact remains that prevention is better than punitive action. Why did it happen after all? Why didn't the police work?
Okay.
This is basically because there is a complete breakdown of the law and order.
Well, there are some pertinent questions. What happened to the administration that is supposed to protect the rights, the fundamental rights of citizens? Where were the police at that point of time is certainly an important question in that series. I'm going to request you to hold on to your thoughts, Aparajita Sarangi. Also going to request Manishankar Chatterjee as well as Riniti Chatterjee and Khalid Abdullah to stay on with us. We're going to slip into a very quick break. We're going to continue discussing all these breaking developments in just a few minutes. Stay tuned. Welcome back. We're discussing with our guests the revelations that have come out of the autopsy report that have raised serious questions about the theories that have been posted by the ruling party leaders in the recent days. Let's take this across to Khalid Abdullah, who's leader of the TMC, Mr. Abdullah, it had been put out by Mr. Anubhuta Mandal that this is probably because of a short circuit that this fire has taken place. But that's quite far from the truth, because what's happened, and the autopsy report records it, is that these individuals were in fact beaten up before being burnt, and that raises serious questions about what the intentions of those who carried out this kind of an attack are.
Look, we are strongly condemn this type of violence, and I can say the killing should not be politicized. Mamata Banerjee said, and you just see today, Mamata Banerjee showed braveness that she has directed to police that arrest immediately to our Trinamool Congress block president. Can you imagine? Nobody can show this braveness. She just directed to police that arrest immediately Anwarul, because the Anwarul has not the.
But sir, these are extremely gruesome crimes. I mean, surely this cannot be brushed under the carpet. Is a very, very important point as well. And this is time to take decisive action to prevent the series of incidents of political violence that have been taking place. I want Riniti Chatterjee to come in on this. Riniti Chatterjee, Mr. Abdullah says that it is an example that Mamata Banerjee has made out by in fact ordering this kind of action against her own party's leader. But the point is this adequate enough given the nature and scale of the incident that has taken place is certainly a very important question.
First of all, am I audible? Yes, so first of all, violence is being a regular routine in West Bengal now. From being a land of laureates, now it has been to a land of victims, say a land of rapists. Every other day, some exodus will be happening as a result of political murders, political killings, and political chaos and massacre. So as I went through the news today, Mamata Banerjee madam, she was about to visit Birbhum, and the hoardings were displayed there as if she was coming for some
we'd love to certainly continue this debate, but we're completely out of time here. I'd like to thank you and all other panelists for joining us. We're slipping into a quick break. More breaking angles on this coming up on the other side.